All right, so in this lesson, we're just going to talk about proper nutrition for breastfeeding mothers and how to best provide the nutrients that the baby needs in the breast milk. So, to start, I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer. Obviously, this shouldn't be taken, it should be taken as advice, not what you need to do. You should obviously consult with your doctor or your healthcare provider before making any drastic diet changes, especially when it comes to nutrition for the baby and for you as well. So, first, I wanted to talk about like beneficial foods for breastfeeding mothers. So, the most important thing is nutrient dense foods. These are like vegetables, fruits, whole grains. And your energy requirement actually goes up about 500 calories when you're breastfeeding a child so that they can get all the nutrients that they need through the breast milk. So, some of these nutrient dense foods include carrots, apples, pineapple, broccoli, whole grains, pears, spinach. Really, anything in any of those categories would be good. These are just a couple examples that are here on the slide. So then there are a couple things to be cautious of when breastfeeding. It's not as strict as pregnancy, but just to be careful when you are feeding a child. So caffeine, it can have differing effects depending on the baby. So some babies aren't affected by high amounts of caffeine and they won't have any reaction to it. Some babies can be affected by little amounts of caffeine. So it's really just important to pay attention to how they feel after you've been drinking caffeine and kind of adjust from there. Alcohol, again, not as strict as pregnancy, but just being cautious when you are breastfeeding that you're not breastfeeding right after you've drank alcohol. You take time to let the alcohol leave the system before you go ahead and feed your child. And then the last thing to be cautious of is just fish. So the ones that have higher levels of mercury should be avoided. So shark, king mackerel, swordfish are kind of the basic ones to avoid while you're breastfeeding. Okay, so now we're just gonna do a quick activity to see, check your understanding of those couple things. So I'm just gonna have 6 foods and drinks on the screen, and if we'll just go down the list and you can just put them in either the good category or the category to stay cautious of while you're breastfeeding. All right, so the apple,
Good.
and then the pint of beer,
Caution.
yes, and then the king mackerel,
Caution.
hmm and then cucumber,
Good.
yes, and then the chicken breast,
Good.
hmm and then the cup of coffee,
Caution.
yes. So then just to wrap everything up, overall, just trying to increase the number of whole grains that you're eating while you're breastfeeding, fruits and vegetables to increase those nutrient contents in the breast milk for the child. Paying careful attention to how the baby reacts to caffeine when you drink it, and then how it comes to them. And then alcohol, just making sure if you're consuming it that you're taking the proper steps to ensure that no alcohol is getting through the breast milk to the baby. So waiting those couple hours or pumping before so that the baby is still eating, but they're not getting the alcohol. And then just making sure you're drinking plenty of water to stay hydrated while you're breastfeeding. So yeah, that should be it.